Now in this video, we are going to take a look and discuss all the different bear character designs that are out there that we see in popular media today. The reason for this is I want to be able to show you that you can take your animal sketches and create something out of your own imagination using that as a foundation. Now, since the project that is inspired for this course, which is on the Goldilocks and the Three Bears stories, we did a lot of bear sketches, right? So what I want to focus on, since I am doing and working on my own project for this, I'm going to start looking for reference images outside of the real animal world, and I'm going to take some inspiration from there as well. Now, if you look at the image in front of you, I have one of the most famous bears that is out there in the media right now. It is the Kung Fu Panda bear by DreamWorks Animation. Really take a good look at this awesome character design. This is one of my favorite characters in media. And, even though he isn't exactly a grizzly bear or a brown bear, they come from the same family. And Kung Fu Panda really, what is it about him that still makes him feel like a bear, but also allows us to identify with him, right? There's a lot of human characteristics that he has to him as well. And that is the essence of animal drawing that you need to try and bring into your own work. Now let's take a look at the next bear. This is one of my favorite bears that I grew up with in my childhood, Paddington Bear. He is from the UK, and he's this adorable little bear that essentially goes and travels all around the world and has like this cute little suitcase with him and this very big iconic red hat and this jumper that he wears all the time. And of course, the next bear that we have is another favorite from my childhood, the Care Bears. Again, same family, different interpretation. This is a much more fantasy world. It's for much younger kids, so the shapes are much simpler. But again, those very distinctive bear shapes are still there, right? The big body, the round head, the big fat arms. So those shapes stay with us no matter what the character design is. Now here's another very famous bear, Winnie the Pooh. Now he's very iconic because he has a very cute, innocent, cuddly feel to him, right? He's full of warmth. The colors that he uses are very bright and vivid. And, this is, again, one of my favorite stories from childhood, and I'm still a very big Winnie the Pooh fan. And, I will be taking a lot of inspiration from Winnie the Pooh when it comes to doing the Goldilocks and Three Bears project. And now here's another reference image. This is the Bernstein Bears. I picked this one particularly to show you, again, the different interpretation of the bears, but also how they have a mama bear, a papa bear, and 3 different little kids also. And also, notice how each of the faces are pretty much the same. Everything is just very subtly different, but what makes them stand apart is their clothing. Last but not least, let's not forget Yogi Bear. Now, he's so iconic and played such a big role in my childhood. Notice that maybe the dimensions aren't exactly that of a bear. It's quite humanoid, actually, when you take a look at it. But, it still has the essence of a bear. Even though it's very flat and graphic, there are elements that make us identify with who he is. Now that we have covered all the different bear character designs that are out there, I just want to quickly talk about what it is that brings all these character designs together. They are the same animal, but each of them was interpreted in their own different way. So what was it? What were those elements that helped us identify that this was a bear? And this is something that you will think about when it comes to any animal that you will be sketching and creating out of your own imagination. So, if you actually look at the face of a bear, right, they have a big wide face, small facial features, small beady eyes, a big prominent nose and snout, and small ears. This is something that, no matter what different kind of character design that you make sure that these elements are always present there. Of course, this will change depending on your character design and the story that you want to tell, and on your own aesthetic and visual style. But, only do those changes and break the rules if you're confident that it's going to work. And of course, if we look at the body of a bear, right, it has big wide legs, long nails, and a big hump on its back. This is, again, very iconic elements that you will kind of introduce throughout your various character designs. And now, of course, let's not forget to show a cute little bear cub as well. You know, bear cubs, they're much younger, so therefore they do have a smaller face, but their eyes are very big and their ears are very big compared to their face. Now let's quickly take a look at one of my favorite bear characters. This is from the Disney Pixar movie Brave. Take a look at the bear that they've done and notice how stylized it is. And then take a look at the photo reference on the left. They still both feel like bears, right? They have those very big wide eyes, the very big ears, the nose and snout that is slightly smaller, a much smaller body compared to how big the size of the head is. And of course, please do take notice of the anatomy drawing that they have done. This is something that is created by the artists themselves. So they have been obviously drawing bears from life and have studied their anatomy and have been able to translate it into the bear character design that you see in front of you. And now in our next and final video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of our photo reference images and I'm going to try and create my own little character from that. You know, using all the information that you would have learned in this video until now, taking that and apply it into your own imagination.